Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today's project, in fact, is a reincarnation of the Philips EE20 radio circuit and built into this little Chinese radio kit. This kit I haven't used simply because I wanted to pinch the IFT transformers out of it for something else. So I had a spare little case and the board, etc. So I've managed to cobble this circuit into that. It's 3 transistors, AF116, AC126 driver, AC126 output. I'm not using those transistors because I didn't have them all. But we can see the biasing arrangement is quite unusual by normal practice. On the AF116 and the other 2 transistors, we just have one simple resistor between collector and base. Different values for the different loads required, etc. So how that works basically is the collector voltage is dropped across the bias resistor to the base to help bias the transistor on. Now, not an ideal way of doing it, but it does work, and it has an advantage of the fact there's a little bit of DC negative feedback, which can help with thermal runaway and also stabilization of the stage. So as I say, not perfect. The same goes for the EE79 diode, which does not have a DC path, but we do have to remember that germanium diodes do have quite a fair leakage, and they vary per type. The circuit I've made up is using a 1N60, which has fairly low leakage, so it's not really the ideal diode. In fact, an EE79 does perform better in this than the diode I'm using in this this remade version. The other issue I had was, of course, trying to get a suitable choke, but I've actually managed to find a 2.2 millihenry choke of modern design that works perfectly well. So at least that is what we've actually been able to cobble it all into this. There it is there. The first transistor, instead of an AF116, is an AF114. The driver transistor, instead of an AC126, is an OC81D, and the output is an AC128. Now, we did lead into another problem here because, again, we don't have the specified speaker. The original speaker in the kit was 150 ohms, and an output transformer that I did have for this kit is completely the wrong value and does not work. So this is actually the driver transformer that's in here, and it runs a pair of headphones at extremely loud volume. It's very, very loud, and we can plug a set of headphones in here on this 3.5mm jack plug that I've fitted. Sorry, socket. Now it's very good with high impedance, and it's very good with earbuds, but of course the earbuds are 32 ohms, so it's a bit of a mismatch to this transformer. But earbuds are relatively sensitive and it would blow your head off if you decided to turn the volume up full. It's not the best circuit in the world, but of course, don't forget, when we were kids, this was wonderful to us. We didn't think that there was any great issues. Today, I think we probably would say this is a total piece of rubbish, but in actual fact it gave us a lot of enjoyment and got us started into electronics, and many of us that had this type of kit had a career in electronics after, including myself, who became a TV engineer in 1970, and it's only recently I retired, although not from the trade. I gave up with the trade in 2006. But anyway, this is it here, and because it's not easy to get the sound from my headphones to the phone and to do the recording, what I've done is I've got the jack socket connected to the 3.3 amplifier in here, and we can hear it that way. I'll just turn up the volume a little. So at the moment, you don't get that many stations here, to be fair on it. I've been quite honest about it. So I'll just increase the volume a little. That's my fingers, by the way. Now that will be 5 live, so we'll do a little bit tuning up and down the band. So we start from there, turn the volume up a bit. It's quite hissy.
Shareholders of view arrangements for showing games. The Newcastle owner Mike Ashley says around...
And I would create a sort of frequently asked question sheet and think of the most extreme questions, because people might be embarrassed to ask a question. And so you can even phrase it, if you're doing the viewing, you can even phrase it. Look.
Another one in there. Very weak. That's Spirit Radio in Ireland. There you go. It picks up about 5 or 6 stations here, which is reasonable. But don't forget, the selectivity is nothing great. It won't be because of the circuitry. The circuitry is not that really good, you know. That's Radio Scotland, which is nice and powerful here.
Getting that message out there, isn't it? There's almost a parallel with electric cars, and we've been talking about electric cars, you know, for a long time, and obviously that issue has been forced forward.
There we go. The only thing that I've done to the circuitry to change it from the original Philips circuit is I tried a back-to-back diode, which does help a bit. From here down to ground, down to ground from there to there, which actually gives you a DC path now for the EE79, but also fitting a high value resistor between there and there makes it less distorted. But again, I think this is down to the IN60 that I'm using in there. It's better with the EE79, but it's now made. I'm not going to change it. But it does, I mean, it's a circuit that does work. As I say previously, it gave us a lot of fun. It taught us a bit, and yes, it does operate. The first stage is reflexed. Basically, this is the tuning coil here. This is a pickup coil. The pickup coil essentially goes between base, and it's decoupled here by this 47k nanofarad capacitor. The detection is done by the EE79, so the audio signal is actually superimposed onto the RF that's coming over there, and the transistor actually does a double role of amplifying the RF and the AF, and the AF is tapped off after the high frequency choke by this 10 microfarad capacitor down to the volume control. So that's basically how the circuit operates. So there we go. That's the set. That's its works, and I just thought I'd let you hear it. I know there's other YouTube clips where the EE8 and the EE20 has been built, and you maybe notice on those clips the audio quality is better, and that's down to the fact they're still using the EE79. Okay, thanks a lot. Take care, guys. Bye for now.